your money with a high-yield checking account from Credit Union One, the official credit union partner of USA Swimming. Learn more at cu1.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit the retail booth on the concourse level to shop your favorite gear and event merchandise from TYR. After 16 years, the Pan Pacific Swimming Championships presented by One America Financial are returning to Irvine, California this August 12th through 15th. Don't miss the opportunity to cheer on the fastest swimmers from around the globe and get a glimpse of what's to come in 2028 at the Olympic Games. Tickets are selling fast, so secure your spot today by visiting usaswimming.org/pan-packs. Don't forget to check out fanshop.usaswimming.org as well for the latest USA Swimming gear, a Fanatics experience. And by providing funding to teams, athletes, and programs around the country, the USA Swimming Foundation works to save lives, build champions, and impact communities to create a legacy for future generations of swimmers. Join us today by making a gift to the USA Swimming Foundation at usaswimming.org/donate. Stay up to date on the latest videos from USA Swimming featuring all your favorite athletes. Download the free USA Swimming Network app today and subscribe to USA Swimming's channel on YouTube so you never miss a moment. Lastly, USA Swimming's Safe Sport works to create a healthy and positive environment free from abuse. The locker rooms will be monitored regularly and randomly throughout the competition by meet personnel. Keeping in mind this is a public facility, please report any concerns regarding unknown individuals and or locker room behavior with the meet director. Today's session kicks off with the 100 butterfly, and then we'll head into the 200 breaststroke, rounding it out with the 50 backstroke before we go into an alternating 400 IM. Remainder of our morning session, A, B, C, and D finals on the line. We'll have that final of the men's 1500 tonight. And then also tonight, make sure to join us on the concourse after finals for autographs with national team athletes Van Matthias, who's had a big week already, and Alex Walsh. Chance to meet some of the greatest in American swimming history. About 2.5 minutes to go before we kick off morning number 2 here at the TYR Pro Swim Series. Well, once again, good morning and welcome to Indiana University Natatorium. I'm Kevin Cargill. Looking forward to a great morning of swimming here at the 2026 TYR Pro Swim Series. Stop number 2. Our morning consists of 100 butterfly, 9 heats for the women, 10 heats for the men, 200 breaststroke with 6 heats on both sides, 50 backstroke with 8 heats for both women and men, and then we'll head into the 400 IM where we'll do 2 heats of women, 2 heats of men, and then alternate women and men until we're fresh out of 400 IMs. A, B, and C, D finals all on the line this morning, and we are ready to get underway. Our first event of the morning is event number 11, the women's 100 butterfly, 9 heats. So the women's 100 fly this morning. Heat 1. Peyton McDaniel at 2, McKinley Scobie at 3, Ariana Zhao at 4, Anna Moshi at 5, Camille Murray at 6, and Allie Vernon in lane 7. Mosh on a side quest journey this week. 200 IM a day ago, 100 butterfly today. Mosh out in a 28:03 to lead heat number 1. 9 heats of the women's 100 butterfly coming up this morning. Mosh will win heat number 1, and she'll post a 1:00:23 to be the time to watch in the women's 100 butterfly. Heat 2. Katie Bell Sykes, Anna Keene, Alex Walsh, Hannah Renaud, Julia Buck, Liberty Clark, Hayden Hollingsworth, and Holly Widows here in heat number 2. Walsh leading at the 50, out in a 26:8. Has a lifetime best in this event of 57.59 from the Knoxville Tier Pro back in 2024. Seated with a yards time of 50.00. She's got Liberty Clark to her right. Clark out in a 27.7. Listed PR for Clark is a 103, but for somebody who goes a 51.2 in the short course pool, probably not going to be the case for her this morning. Walsh will win it, 58.0 for her, a 59.8 for Liberty Clark, and just like that, we're under the 1 minute mark. 2 heats in, and Alex Walsh sits on top of the leaderboard. Heat 3. Sarah Luca, Hattie Bowes, Emma Lepler in 1-2-3, and then Audrey Wolf, Haley Tierney, Sienna Rogers, and Addie Mater in 5 through 8. Heat 3 win 101.33 for Andrew Wolf. First time of getting under 102 to take the heat. Heat 4. And Shashi Lalatharian, Ali Wadukic. Abby King Solos, Abby Carlson, Ryan White, and Victoria Kidney here in heat number 4. Ryan White wins it 101-23. Heat 5. Avery Havel in 1, Teresa Bechtel in 2, Becky Renz 3, Finney Wheelahead in 4, Avery Kudlak in 5, Abby Patton in 6, Christina Pagel in 7, and Monster Spielman in lane 8. .59.69 for Wheelahead. First time under a minute, skipping the 100 range altogether. She wins heat number 5. Heat 6. Sophia Rodriguez, Lex Greenhard, Ellen Jablonski, Emily Wolf, Carly Coron, Izzy Bow, Ines Arnall, and Alba Arnall here in heat number 6 of the women's 100 butterfly. Our last heat before those circle seeds get underway. Some stacked talent across this entire 100 butterfly field. Greenhart in lane 2, the 21-year-old out of the University of Michigan swim team, out in a 27.84. But she's on form. She's right in that range, and she's on form today. Looking to crack the 1 minute mark for the first time in her career. Has been in the 100 territory a handful of times. Carly Kronk pushing to the lead in lane 5, the 20-year-old out of Irish Aquatics. Kronk will get it done. She'll go 100.34. 101.3 for Greenhunt in second, and a 101.38 for Isabel in third. Alex Walsh's 58.0 continues to be our top time with 3 to go. Heat 7. 8-7 on its way. Aaron Gimmel, Charlotte Hook, Manny Matinko, Alex Shackle, Charlotte Crush, Erica Pelias, Lily Christensen, and Emily Thompson. Shackle wasting no time, immediately pushing to the front of this Heat 7 pack. And she's out 26.89. A lifetime best 56.78. One of the top 30 performers in world history in the 100 butterfly. Shackle about 0.6 of a second ahead of the 18-year-old Charlotte Crush out of Lakeside Swim Team in lane 5. But it looks like Shackle might be building on that lead as we hit the final 10 meters. Shackle will hold strong, and she'll go a 58.63 to win the heat. Walsh's 58.08 will hold at least another heat on top of the leaderboard. 2 to go. Heat 8. Line of back, Brady Kendall, Caroline Larson, Tori Husk, Leah Shackley, Phoebe Bacon, and Chloe Stepanek here in heat number 8 of the women's 100 butterfly. Husk, the 3rd fastest woman in history. In lane number 4, the New York Athletic Club 23-year-old might have the edge here at the 50. No, it's Layla Fack in lane 1 actually that's got the top time to the far wall. 27:40 for her, 27:53 for Larson, and 27:56 for Husk. Tori does take the lead at the 75-meter mark. She's got about a half body length. Fack is having a great swim there in lane number 1, 59:44, her listed lifetime best coming into the meet. She'll be just barely off of that in second at a 59:68. Husk will go a 59:08. And 1 heat to go in the women's 100 fly. Alex Walsh's 58:08 continues to be the top time. Heat 9. Miranda Grena and Tess Halley in 1 and 2. Gretchen Walsh in 4. Claire Curzan in 5. Bailey Hartman 6. Riley Aerosmith 7. And Elise Lehman in lane 8. The world record holder, Gretchen Walsh, who has rewritten the leaderboard of all-time performances in this 100 butterfly, is out real quick already. And this is a common sight to see from Walsh now in the 100 fly. She's out 25:88. Strong opening pace for the owner of the 13 fastest swims in this event in world history. Broke the world record for the first time 2 years ago, just down the street at Lucas Oil Stadium in the semifinals of the 100 butterfly at the Olympic trials. And since then has been on a tear and is continuing to show off that speed as she will go a 55:56. to be our top seed by quite a bit. Claire Curzan in second at a 58:85, and Tess Halley a 59:44. That's one of the top 20 performances in world history we just saw here in the prelim swim. And it'll be our top seed, and Walsh will be right back in lane 4 this evening. Who's joining her in the A final is the question. Now we have that answer. Gretchen Walsh, your top seed. Joining her, Alex Walsh, Alex Shackle, Claire Curzan, Tori Husk, Erica Pelias, Tess Howley, and Riley Arisman. Actually, Arisman with that tie at 59.63. So we'll go look at the B final. And Charlotte Crush is who that tie is with. So we'll need to see Laker and Lakeside coaches into the B final. Another question mark as groans, moans, or oohs and ahs. Depends on how you're looking at it. In fact, Wheelahan, Clark, Shackley, Hartman, and Kendall safely into the B final. There's your other side of that B final swim off. Lily Christensen, and then your C final, Bacon, Kronk, Grana, Gimbel, Larson, Stepanek, and Mintinko. And then your D finalists, Lehman, White, Greenhawk, Wolf, Bell, Wolf, Whitdeck, and Hook. 101.53 got a second swim. Some of them got a third swim. We'll settle all that and let you know how things are going to go down as our morning progresses. Event number 12 is up next. Men's 100 butterfly, 10 heats for the men's 100 fly. Heat 1. Ozzy Jankowski, Ethan Holloway, and Paul Moody here in this first heat of the 100 butterfly. Heat 1 win, 56.08. Jankowski into lane 3. The owner of that swim, first time under 57 as well. Heat 2. Lucas Knapp, Roman Rodriguez, Aaron Baltantis, Tyler Ortiz, Maximus Williamson, Mackie Norkish Comfortable, Grant Fleming, and Alex Koo here in this Heat 2. Some speedy yard time swims. Got this Heat 2 to be pretty stacked with talent. Maximus Williamson leading at the 50, 24.9 for him on the way out. Listed PR for Williamson comes from Junior Nats at 2023, where he was a 54.11. He's got Comfortable in lane 6 pushing late, but it'll be Williamson that wins it, and he'll go 53.75. Posting the time to watch. That one will hold the top of the leaderboard for quite a while, I suspect. Heat 3. Nathaniel Kern, Elliott Lee, Ty Thomas, Chase Nump, Jacob Reimer, Quinn Siner, Henry Linus, and Isaiah Silver here in Heat 3 of the guys 100 fly. Great swim from Ty Thomas, the 17-year-old, goes 53.56. And the prediction about Williamson's time holding up was immediately proven wrong, as Thomas gets under 55 and 54 for the first time, all in one fell swoop, and catapults himself to the top of the leaderboard. Heat 4. Pico Hooper Havilong in 1, Peter Kovacs in 3, Simon Bermudez, Dawson Walters, Alex Thiesing, Owen Lynn, and Alex Goodman joining in the fun here in Heat 4. At 53.56 from Ty Thomas catapults him up into the top 100 all-time performers in 17-18 national age group history. And as only a 17-year-old, plenty of time to continue to climb up that leaderboard. Simon Bermudez of NC State's going to win it, 54.16. A lifetime best for him by a few tenths of a second. 54.6 for Thiesing in second, and a 54.7 for Dawson Walters in third. Heat 5. Benjamin Ajay, Devin Noraz, Vitaly Kostin, Albert Smeltzer, Aaron Shackle, Zaragoza, Alex Hota, and Antoine Destang here in Heat 5 of the guys 100 fly. 25-11, sent in lane number 1. The Towson University 21-year-old comes in seated with a 54.78. That PR came last summer. He's a little bit under that pace early, but now he's getting passed by Aaron Shackle of Carmel Swim Club. In 5, Shackle will win it with a 53.84. 54.34 for Albert Smeltzer in second, at a 54.56 lifetime best. Bryson in lane 1. Heat 6. Kate Duncan, Ryker Levi, David Kovacs in 1 through 3, and then 5 through 8, Boone Wilcox, Diego Popov, Diego Nosek, and Max Buff. Ty Thomas's 53-56 continues to hold atop our leaderboard. Well, these will be the heats where that starts to get put in jeopardy, as a few of these guys have been in the 53 range before. Kate Duncan of Northwestern in late 1 is going to lead to the wall, and he'll hit at a 53-59, a few hundredths of a second off of our lead time. But his first time under 54, winning heat number 6. Heat number 7. Raekwon Dual, Rishat Zumagulov, and Alex Santiago in 1, 2, and 3, and then 5 through 8, Justin Sheet, Andrew Shackle, Matthias Remmel, and Aiden Musso. At the far wall, it's 24-6 for Aiden Musso in lane 8, the 22-year-old out of the University of Louisville. Cracked through the 54 barrier after having a few low 54 times in his career. Looking to get back under 54. That's what it's going to take to eclipse Ty Thomas's top time. Zumagulov in lane 2 gets the heat win with a 53-76. Heat 8. Patrick Salmon, Stuart Seymour, Matthew Quinn, Thomas Heilman, Kyle Winkler, Inza Solitario, and 7 and Owen McDonald in lane 8 here in heat number 8, the first of our circle-seated men's 100 butterfly heats. Kyle Winkler shot out of a cannon, 23-76 for Winkler on the way down. Very quick opening pace. Winkler's been 51-5 in his career. That came at the U.S. Open in December. Still looking for coaches from Lakeside and Laker Swim to the resolution table. Got to settle that swim off for the A final. Kyle Winkler pushing, and he'll take the heat. 51-52, missing a lifetime best by only 100th, but he is our top time through 8 heats. A solid 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the morning. Heilman in second at a 52-5, and then 52-9. Matthew Quinn in third for Ohio State. Heat 9. Joey Stiles, Colin Gear, Ole Ida, Caleb Dressel, Aiden Hayes, Michael Andrews, Spencer Nicholas, and Matt King here in this heat number 9, 100 butterfly. Second to last heat features the world record holder, Caleb Dressel, in lane 4. Ripping Sporting Jacks Aquatic Club. Right now trailing, but it's Ole Ida in lane 3. The 23-year-old out of the University of Michigan swim team was down real quick, 24-0. Item has been as quick as 52-0. He's going to have to crack the 52 barrier if he's going to take down the top time turned in from Winkler in the previous race. A few guys trying to push late, but it's going to be too little too late. Item will go a 52-54 to win the heat. 52-9 for Michael Andrew in second. And another 52-9, this one belonging to Caleb Dressel for third. Heat 10. To the final heat, Dylan Carter, Maxime Skobosov, Jack Dahlgren, Ilya Haroun, Darren Rose, Evan Fintris, Dylan Smiley, and Ryan Graham make up this 10th and final heat. 51-5, that's the top time so far this morning. Dylan Carter is getting out after it with a 24-0 opening split. 0.4 of a second ahead of Haroun and Rose in lanes 4 and 5. Haroun, the second fastest man in the world this year with that 50.7 at the Mare Nostrum stop in Cannes. Everyone's going to need every bit of the last few meters to try and pass Dylan Carter late. Can they do it? Nope. Carter will get it. 52.23 for him, a 52.25 for Haroun in lane 4, 52.74 for Darren Rose in third. Now the question is, where did that cut line land into that A final? Because that was a ton of guys in the sub 53 territory. So what exactly did it take to make it back into the A final? 52.92. Kyle Winkler, your top seed. Dylan Carter, Ilya Haroun, Thomas Heilman, Ole Item, Tari Rose, Maxime Skobosov, and Michael Andrew safely into the A. And then your B final, Clean McDonald, Dressel, Hayes, Solitario, Dahlgren, Fintris, and Salmon. 53.34 to get into that B final. Seymour, Nicholas, Thomas, Duncan, Williamson, Zumakulov, Shackle, and Graham. Actually, Graham tying with Gear, so we'll need to see their coaching reps at that 53.91. And then your D final, Kovacs, Bermudez, Smiley, Noel, Strauss, Smeltzer, and Nurkic, Kakapor. 54.34 and up. Found their way to a second swim. 9:35 is the current time, gentlemen. 30 minutes to declare. Our next event, we'll keep it moving. Event number 13, women's 200 breaststrokes, 6 heats. Heat 1. Zoe Hayden out of Phoenix Aquatic in 2. Alana Berlin of Schroeder Swim Team in 3. Ella McQuinn of Texas A&M in 4. Ella Jablonski of Alto Swim Club in 5. Riley Fitzpatrick of South Jersey Aquatic Club in 6. And Sophia Okafeder in lane 7. Ella McQuinn at Texas A&M, seated with the yards, 2:11.83, is going to go a 2:34.06. Great swim for McQuinn. Officially knocking 4 seconds off of that listed lifetime best from last summer. And we'll see how that time stacks up as our morning moves along. Heat 2. Sarah Ann Schaefer of Kentucky Aquatics in lane 1. Skylar Smith of North Carolina Aquatic Club in 2. Grace Gannon of Fishers Area Swimming Tigers in 3. University of Michigan Swim Team Cecilia Howard in lane 4. Aubrey Martinez in 5 for North Coast Aquatics. Amy Canny out of South Africa in 6. Sarah Pasquilla of University of Michigan Swim Team in 7. And Catherine Hughes of Wisconsin Aquatics is in lane 8. Amy Canny shot out of a cannon out in a 33.25. To open things early here with some speed in lane 6 for the South African. Canny, the NCAA silver medalist this season in the 200 breaststroke. Has been in the low 2-minute range multiple times in the short course yard variety of this, but right now doing some damage on the long course seed. 1:11.0 on the way out. Trending her towards a 2:27, maybe a 2:28, somewhere in that range, 200 type of breaststroke. Listed lifetime best comes back from the Tennessee Invite in 2023, so it's been a while. 2:33.4 is that listed PR. Skylar Smith in lane 2 also in the mix, but 1:14.0, 3 seconds plus back at the 100. 1:49.4 at the 150 for Canny. Continuing to be right on that 2:27 type pace. Down to the final 25 meters for the 22-year-old South African in lane 6. Canny unchallenged. She'll win the heat running away, and she'll go at 2:28.64, getting under 2:30 for that first time in her career. That's our top time, and we'll see how it stacks up. Only 6 heats this morning. Expect to see that type of swim in tonight's final. Heat 3. Emma Hook in lane 1 for the CSP Tide Riders. Megan Davis in 2. Stephanie King of Scarlet Aquatics in 3. Elizabeth Noraki of Academy Bullet Swim Club in lane 4. Annabelle Martin of the TAC Titans in 5. Texas A&M's Lily Chang in lane 6. Ginny Hofer 757 swim And Kaylee Dietrich of the TAC Titans is in lane 8. The Rocky having a great swim. The Bulldog and Academy Bullet Swim Club 19-year-old in lane 4, 150.0 at the 150. Right around 230, 229 pace. Solid finish, 229.35. Great swim from the Rocky in lane 4. 235.0 for Annabelle Martin in second. Heat 4. Lane 1, Caroline Yee out of the TAC Titans. Lane 2, Maddie Morith of Valparaiso Swim Club. Inala Yefimova of Estonia in lane 4. Annie Robillard of Alto Swim Club in lane 5. Anna Inagaki of the University of Louisville in 6. Hannah O'Leary out of Texas A&M University in 7. And Ella McHorner of North Texas Natadores in lane 8. Yefimova in lane 4 leads the way at the 50, out in a 33.3. She's had a solid summer with a 225.5 at the AP race in London, putting her in the top 25 performers in the world this year in the 200 breaststroke. Morith and Robillard in lane 2 and 5. Trying to pull even with Yefimova in the halfway mark, and it'll be Robillard that takes over the lead. 110.9 for her at the 100. Right on 227, 228 type pace again here in heat number 4. 228.64, Amy Caney's top time from heat number 2. Morith is having a great swim. She, as we've seen quite a few, might be finding her way to a sub 230 for the first time in her career if she can continue to hold that pace. Robillard and Yefimova in lanes 5 and 4 continue to distance themselves from the rest of the field as this heat 4 field is fading. 149.88 at 150 mark. Robillard right at 228 high, 229 low. And charging Inala Yefimova in lane 4. Probably better known for her 50 and 100 chops, but showing off some of that endurance here on the last 50 of this Heat 4 200 breaststroke. It'll be Robillard and Yefimova. 1-2, 229.70 and a 229.95. Inagaki in third at a 233.32. Heat 5. Heat 5 in the water. Maya McCurney of Nation's Capital Swim Club in lane 1. Hazel Oscott of Wisconsin Aquatics in 2. Leah Hayes of Cavalier Aquatic in 3. Alex Walsh of New York Athletic Club in lane 4. Katie Stout, Greensboro Swimming in 5. Northern Kentucky Clippers, Maria Erahina in lane 6. And then in lane 7, Madison Hartway of the University of Alabama Swim Club. Lane 8 rounds us out with Olivia Stewart of Kentucky Aquatics. Erahina in lane 6 with the early lead, 33.98 at the 50-meter mark. A strong opening pace for her. Walsh in second, Hayes in third. The duo of the train at Virginia giving chase. Erahina, the 22-year-old, training with the Northern Kentucky Clippers. A Cyprus national, continuing to be right in the mix. She's out in a 1:12.08 as Walsh makes the pass to go out in a 1:11.77. 2:28.64. That continues to be our leading time from South African Amy Canny all the way back in heat number 2. Now heat number 5 being led by Alex Walsh. Katie Stout might have moved up into that second spot just ahead of Erahina. And it's Leah Hayes also that jumps up into that battle for second. But everyone is a full second and more behind the lead of Walsh. Walsh in the top 40 performers all time in this event. And you're seeing exactly why that is the case, as Walsh will win it with a 2:27.99. She's your new top time with one heat to go in the women's 200 breaststroke. 2:31.08 for Katie Stout in second, and a 2:31.63 for Leah Hayes in third. Heat 6. Sixth and final heat, Charlotte Headland of Athens Bulldog Swim Club in 1, Brooke Corrigan of Wisconsin Aquatics in 2. Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics, Sophia Umstead in lane 3. Kate Douglas, the American record holder of New York Athletic Club. She's in lane 4. Katie Christopherson out of Swim Atlanta in lane 5. Olympia Pope, North Carolina Aquatic Club in lane 6. Grace Robb of Gator Swim Club in 7. Marzel Van Jarsveld of American Energy Swim Club in lane 8. Douglas out easy into the lead, 33.3. A comfortable pace for the second fastest woman in world history. 34.0 for Charlotte Headland, the 20-year-old out of Athens Bulldog Swim Club. A solid opening pace, and we've seen the ABFC ladies with a strong week so far. Douglas out 110.1, fastest opening 100 we've seen. Sophia Umstead moving up into second, about a half a second under her lifetime best pace with a 112.5 at the 100. Christopherson out in a 112.6. Five swimmers under 230. Looking at least one more. Could we add a few more on this sixth and final heat of the women's 200 breaststroke? Kate Douglas well under the lead pace. Katie Christopherson now moving into the second spot. 150.9 for her. Right on that 230, maybe 229 pace. She's got to deal with Sophia Umstead in lane 3, the 19-year-old from Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics. So it'll be a trio of current and former Cavaliers that take this final heat. Douglas will be your top seed, 225.28. Christopherson in second at a 230.14 and Umstead at 230.56. We'll see if that makes it into tonight's A final. As we had a number of 230s that were turned in as this afternoon, or this morning rather, has moved along. There are your finalists in the women's 200 breaststroke. Kate Douglas, your top seed. Alex Walsh, Amy Caney, Elizabeth Duranke, Annie Robillard, Inola Yefimova, Katie Christopherson, and Sophia Umstead. 230.56 to get into the A. Stout, Hayes, Ozgun, Moran, Smith, Headland, Erokina, and Inagaki into the B final. C finalists now: O'Leary, McQuinn, Morth, Pope, Martin, Stewart, Shea, and McCarney. And then your D final: Davis, Schaefer, Corrigan, Pasquilla, Dietrich, McCorder, Martinez, and Hartway. 9:57 is the current time. 30 minutes to declare your intentions. Event number 14, men's 200 breaststroke, coming up next. 6 heats of the guys 200 breast. Heat 1. Nate Harris of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 3 here in Heat 1. Corey Hahn of Carmel Swim Club at 4. Caden Pitzer of Kentucky Aquatics in 5. Jonah Lee out of Valparaiso Swim Club at 6. And Eli Kroenke of Kentucky Aquatics in lane 7. Nate Harris of Wisconsin Aquatics looking to get under 220. He's going to be real close to it, but just over, going to 221.26, a lifetime best by a quarter second. Winning heat number 1, posting the time to watch. Heat 2. Joey Rozag of Valparaiso Swim Club in lane 2. Braden Guzman of North Coast Aquatics in 3. Maddox Thompson of Southern Illinois Aquatics at 4. Drake Regenwetter in lane 5. Josh Rains of Scarlet Aquatics in 6. Matthew Liu of the Eagle Swim Team in 7. And Rustic Kilco in lane 8. 219.93 for Maddox Thompson. It's our first adventure under 220 as he's our new top time. It's also his first time under 220. Heat 3. Matthew Guadros of Center Grove Aquatic Club in 1. Tyler Barnack of Hinsdale Swim Club in 2. Zach Jotar of Jaguar Aquatics in 3. Archer Mironov of Tack Titans in 4. Adomas Catulis in lane 5 out of Kentucky Aquatics. Jack Grandy of the Emmy Lions in 6. Gus McDonald of Irish Aquatics in 7. And Giorgio Mingo of Boilermaker Aquatics in lane 8. Pretty tightly grouped heat here. A 220.03 for Zach Drotzar. Winning the heat. Second place is a 220.42 for Giorgio Mango and 220.59 Artur Mironov. Heat 4. Heat 4 in the water. Henry Lee of the Tack Titans in 1. Finley Conklin at the University of Louisville in 2. Jake Eccleston out of the University of Louisville in lane 3. Denis Petrusov in lane 4 for Cardinal Aquatics. Alexei Ovakov of Indiana University in 5. Wilson York of Lakeside Swim Team in 6. Toby Barnett of Indiana University in 7. And Travis Gullidge out of Texas Fort Aquatics in lane 8. Petrosov is going to take the lead late, and he'll actually get out touch. Finley Conklin with a surge there at the very end. 2:13.65 to out touch Petrosov by 200ths of a second. Conklin with a lifetime best by almost a full second and a half. He takes over the top spot with 2 to go. Heat 5. Ryder Hicks of the University of Louisville in lane number 1. Mary Herrera out of Towson University in 2. Jed Garner of Towson University swimming as well in 3. Ben Delmar of North Carolina Aquatic Club in 4. Jordan Willis of the Gator Swim Club in 5. Luke Barr of Texas Ford Aquatics in 6. Maxwell Bloom of Boilermaker Aquatics in 7. And Drew Gerthoffner of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 8. Luke Barr leading at the halfway point out at a 1:02.47. Barr's lifetime best 2:12.96. He's under that pace early here, but that would be our fastest of the morning if he could hold this pace. Jed Garner was in second at the 100 out at a 1:03.6, right on lifetime best pace. 2:12 is his PR from last year's U.S. Open. Barr continues to hold the edge, continues to be under PR pace, trending towards a 2:12 low. And then Jed Garner in second at the 150, 1:37.7. He's trending towards a 2:12 high. Can anyone chase down that lead duo? Doesn't look like Luke Barr is going to give anything back. The Texas Ford Aquatic 23-year-old will win the heat, and he'll go 2:11.98, knocking almost a full second off of his PR. That's our fastest on the morning by quite a bit, actually. One heat to go, but Barr is your top time for the time being. Heat 6. Josiah Collins of Carmel Swim Club in 1. Luke DeYoung of Nations Capital Swim Club in 2. Noah Jakir in lane 3 out of Indiana University. Josh Matheny of Indiana Swim Club in lane 4. Josh Bay of Indiana University in 5. Bergen Solburn, Charlie Eglin in lane 6. And then Ian Stuntz of NC State University in lane 8. Wrapping up the 200 breaststroke, Josh Bay is going to do exactly that, 2:12.61 for Bay. Just on the outside of Luke Barr's top time, 2:11.9. So it'll be Barr in 4 tonight. Bay has punched his ticket, it looks like, 2:12.61. And second at 2:13.23 for England. So let's take a look at the A, B, C, and D finalists before we head down to the far end of the pool for the women's 50 backstroke. A final on the board, Luke Barr. Your top seed, joining him, Josh Bay, Jed Garner, Charlie Engelland, Finley Conklin, Denis Petreshov, Josh Matheny, and Wilson Yore. 2:14.48 to get into the A. Avakov, Delmar, Dion, Hicks, Lee, Eccleston, Thompson, and Trotar. Into the B final. C finalists, Herrera, Mango, Regenwetter, Willis, Mironov, Katsilas, Collins, and Harris. And then your D final, Barnett, Rozek, McDonald, Quadros, Guzman, Grinke, Lee, and Bartek. 2:24.09 just to get a second swim in the men's 200 breaststroke. To the far end of the pool we go. It's event number 15, women's 50 backstroke, 8 heats of the women's 50 this morning. We're ready to rock event 15, women's 50 backstroke. Heat 1. $29.94, Celia Francis gets us started. Heat 2. Liberty Clark takes it 29.85, posting our top time through 2. Heat 3. Tying for first, 29.92, Kelsey Stuck and Jim Garstang, winning heat number 3. Heat number 4. Heat 4 win, 28.92. Lily Van Heel with the heat win. Huge swim. Getting under 29 for the first time in her career, and she's our top time through 4. Heat 5. 29:49 Ines Arnold out of Westchester Aquatic Club in lane 1, winning heat number 5. Heat 6. Circle seated heats underway in the women's 50 backstroke. Third fastest woman in the world this year, Isabel Staden, in lane number 4. She has been a 27:29 this season. That came at the TYR Pro Swim Series stop in Westmont. Olivia Smoliga of Texas Ford Aquatics in lane 3, also right in the mix, but it's 27:18, another 1/10 of a second knocked off of her lifetime best. Staden is piecing it together, dropping time in droves, and she's your new top time through 6. Heat 7. Staden's 27:18, second fastest in the world this year by only a few hundredths of a second. Behind the world record holder, Caitlin McEwen, who was 27:13 at the Aussie Trials a week ago. We're on now to heat number 7, women's 50 backstroke. Curzan, Caitlin Owens in the middle of the pool, battling. Curzan with the edge and the heat win. 27:98. Caitlin Owens in second at a 28:07 and a 28:16 for Erica Pelaez. Heat 8. American record holder Catherine Burkhoff in the water in lane 4, 26:97, her lifetime best at last summer's national championships right here in this pool. Burkhoff was shot out of a cannon. Look at this half body length lead already, down to 15 meters to go. Gretchen Walsh, Leah Shackley on either side of her. But it's all Catherine Burkhoff. She'll hit the wall. 27:05, a new pro swim record in the morning for Burkhoff. Fastest time in the world this year. And that A final of the 50 backstroke became must-see swimming just like that. Leah Shackley in second at a 28:15 and a 28:24 for Gretchen Walsh in third. But it's all Burkhoff with a new pro swim record, breaking the old one by almost a full 1/10 of a second. Setting the new mark at 27:05. Putting her own American record on watch heading into tonight's A final. You see the A final right there. Burkhoff, your top seed. Joining her, Isabel Staden, Olivia Smoliga, Claire Curzan, Ryan White, Naki Wanazek, Caitlin Owens, and Leah Shackley. Your B final, Pelaez, Walsh, Vincent, Pawlowski, Bacon, Van Heel, Dickinson, and Mishler. Your C finalists now: Lloyd, Grana, Berlin, Ferguson, Jean, Crush, Arnault, Abubakarova, and then Sargent, Rogers, Dobson, Arnault, Nutbrock, Luca, Clark, and Clark with an E. 29.89 got a second swim in the women's 50 backstroke. We'll scroll the rest of the results as we get set for event number 16, men's 50 backstroke. 8 heats of the guys' 50 this morning. Heat 1. Heat 1 of the guys' 50 backstroke, 26.68. Well, Titus in lane 4 out of Northwestern gets the heat win. Heat 2. Kyle Winkler's having a week, 25.04 on his 50 backstroke side quest. That unofficially is almost 2.5 seconds knocked off of what is his listed lifetime best of the 50 backstroke. It's our fastest of the morning through 2 for the 20-year-old out of NC State. Heat 3. Well, sometimes you find yourself as one of the fastest backstrokers in American history in kind of no man's land as far as the heat seating is concerned. That's the case for Ryan Murphy here in lane number 4. Half a body length on this field, 24.75, our top time of the day. To our 100 backstroke champ from a night ago, Murphy on top of the leaderboard through 3. Heat 4. Alec Lampin winning the heat 26-29. Heat 5. $25.96, Albert Smeltzer, your heat winner here in heat number 5. This is heat 6. Number 6 coming to the wall, it's Adam Chaney getting his hand on the wall first, 25-18, one of the top times we've seen so far. Michael Andrew in second at a 25-25. Gavin Keogh rounding out your top 3 here in heat number 6. Solid kickoff to our circle seated 50 backstrokes. Heat 7. Ryan Murphy's 24.75 continues to sit atop the leaderboard. Aiden Hayes, the 23-year-old from NC State, trying to have something to say about that here in our second to last 50. Koshin Buczynski trying to reel him in late, and it'll be Buczynski that gets his hand on the wall first. 25.30 for him. Only one man under 25 still. We got one heat to go. Heat 8. Last hit of the men's 50 backstroke. Quentin McCarty, your top seed with that 24.34 from last summer's national championships. The lifetime best for him. Great start for Remy Fabiani in lane 8 out of Sun Devil Swimming, the 24-year-old. Pushing his way to an early lead, but McCarty responding and taking the lead as we hit the flags. He'll win the heat. He'll post at 24.92. That puts Murphy in lane 4 for tonight's A final. McCarty, the only other guy to get under 25, will be right alongside him for the 50 backstroke showdown. David King in second with a 25.29, and Fabiani in third with a great 25.36, knocking 0.3 of a second off of his lifetime best from 2+ years ago. So Murphy, your top seed in the 50 backstroke. And we'll take a look in just a moment at our A final. There it is, just without the letters A. Now they're there. Ryan Murphy, Quentin McCarty, Kyle Winkler, Adam Cheney, Michael Andrew, David King, Grant Buczynski, and Remy Fabiani. 25.36 to get into the A final. Cole Steele, Hayes, Keogh, Seymour, Moritz, John, and Hinker. 25.78 to get into the B. Bayard, McDonald, Taylor, Smeltzer, Ricon, Naoraz, Melnichuk, and Arias in the C final. And then your D final, Ewing, Kaiser, Bermudez, Long, Lampin, Wang, Dahlgren, and Hoda. 26.50. And Faster earned a second swim. 10:44 is the current time. 30 minutes to declare. We're going now to a combined 400 IM. This will be events 17 and 18. We'll do 2 heats of the women's, 2 heats of the men's, and then we'll alternate women's and men's 400 IMs until we run out of 400 IMs. Altogether, we're looking at 14 400 IMs. 8 of them for the women, 6 for the men. Heat number 1 of the women's 400 IM. Heater 1 of the women's 400 IM in the water, Caroline Riggs of Club Mountaineer Aquatics in lane 1, Emma Findlay of Ohio State in 2, Caroline Bricker of Alto Swim Club in 3, Emma Wyant out of Gator Swim Club in 4, Audrey Derivo of the Jersey Wahoos in 5, Sydney Scheck of the CSP Tide Riders in lane 6, Summer Cardwell of University of Louisville in 7, and Stella Chapman out of Wisconsin Aquatics is in lane 8. Still looking for some coaches from NC State and Kentucky Aquatics over to the resolution desk if you haven't been there already. Scheck in lane 6. He's got the lead coming out of the breaststroke. 3:35.7 at the 300. Solid 2.5 seconds up on her own lifetime best pace. The 17-year-old who has been as quick as a 4:41.21. In fact, that was 2 weeks ago that PR came through. That was a 2-second improvement on her existing lifetime best. That was at the Mel Zajac Jr. International. Could she drop even more time this morning? Even flirting with something in the sub 440 range. If she can pull this off, which would put her in some pretty elite territory of 400 IMers. Here she goes to the wall, 4:39.86. A huge swim. Puts her in the top 25 all time for national age group rankings in this event. Scheck is your Heat 1 winner, out touching Emma Wyant by almost 2 full seconds. Wyant with a 4:41.80, and then a 4:45.6 for Audrey Derivo in third. Heat 2. Heat 2 of the women's 400 IM, Elizabeth Tilda of Athens Bulldog Swim Club in 1, Ellie Clark of Carmel Swim Club in 2, Tegan Odell in lane 3, Katie Grimes of Cavalier Aquatic in lane 4, Leah Hayes of Cavalier Aquatic in lane 5, Emerson Callis of Quest Swimming In lane 6, Jenna Jorgensen of Club Husker in lane 7, and Una Diaz of Long Island Aquatic Club in lane 8. Here's the 100-meter mark. Grimes in the lead, 102.78. Grimes, one of the top 15 400 IMers in world history. .150 meters in, Grimes continues to lead, 1.5 seconds ahead of Callis in lane 6. $2:12.99 for Grimes at the halfway point, trending towards something in the 4:30 range. Probably in the high 4:37 to 4:39 range. All depends on this back half 200. Doesn't have to push the pace a ton. But if she wants that top seed, 4:39.86 is the mark to beat. .400 IM American record, the oldest long course American record on the books, is owned by Katie Hoff. Set back in 2008, yesterday, give or take. Grimes, one of the top 400 IMers in American history. In fact, 4th fastest American 400 IMer. Fastest in our field this morning by quite a bit right now. It looks to be on the outside looking in at that top time that we saw in Heat 1 from Sydney Schick at 4:39.86. A comfy back half on this Heat 2 400 IM for Katie Grimes. And as 4:39 passes us by, Sheck has found herself as the top seed heading into tonight's 400 IM, barring, of course, many 400s to go, but these are your top 2 seeded heats. We'll see if any of those yards seeds can get into the mix as well. Very much a possibility. Hayes in second at a 4:47.0 and 4:47.6 for Tegan Odell, rounding out your top 3 here in Heat 2. This is Heat 3 overall, Heat 1 of the men's 400 IM. A.J. Robinson of Texas A&M in lane number 1. Ryan Healy out of the University of Michigan swim team in 2. Yuki Ikari of Kindai Club in lane 3. Michael Huckwall of Sun Devil Swimming in 4. Lauren Wigginton of the University of Michigan swim team in 5. Yi Zhang of Carmel Swim Club in lane 6. Wilson York of Lakeside swim team in 7. And Liam Custer of Alto Swim Club is in lane 8. Wigginton out in the early lead, 56.7 for him after the butterfly. Yizeng in lane 6, who got under 2 minutes for the first time yesterday in the 200 IM. He was in second at a 57.5 after the butterfly. Using 0.7 of a second under PR pace here at that 2:03.67. He was 33.8, 32.2 on the backstroke legs to jump out into that lead position just ahead of Lauren Wigginton. Using the 16-year-old. Already with a really stout 4:17.06 lifetime best, which has him as the 5th fastest 15 and 16-year-old in national age group history. These names that he's ranked with are some pretty solid names like Carson Foster, Luka Mijanovic, Michael Phelps, people you may have never heard of before. It's a big jump from 5th to 4th. A full second would have to be knocked off of that PR for him to pass Mijanovic's time. 3:17.68, falling off of the pace just a little bit here on the breaststroke leg where he's 36.7, 37.2. Still has half a second on Wigginton, and Yuki Ikari in lane 3 was 2 seconds back from that lead duo. Final turn, and Wigginton has turned on the jets. 30.0 for him on that first 50 of the freestyle. He has always been able to close this distance really fast. He's doing that yet again here. The Canadian with a lifetime best, 4:12.81. He's not going to be that, but he is going to be the fastest time in this first heat. He'll hit the wall at a 4:17.13. A solid swim for Yizeng in lane 6 at a 4:18.27 and a 4:19.62. Three guys dipping under 4:20 to kick us off in the 4 IM. This is Heat 4 overall, Heat 2 of the men's 400 IM. Ian Stutz of NC State University gets us started in lane 1. Greg Enoch out of Louisville in lane 2. Wisconsin's Dominic Mark Turok in lane 3. Bobby Fink, top seed of St. Petersburg Aquatics, he's in lane 4. Tristan Yankovic of Ohio State in 5. Levi Sandage, Kentucky Aquatics in 6. Grant Sanders out of St. Petersburg Aquatics in 7. And Chase Knopf of Northern Kentucky Clippers in lane 8. The lead has been all over the place, with Grant Sanders taking it at the far wall every time, but who he gives it back to is different each time. This might be the first time he's held the lead at one of the near walls. Yep, that's the case. He's got it by a quarter of a second. Will he have it at the end? Sanders 3:18.3 at the 300-meter mark. Just under 2 seconds off a lifetime best pace, puts him right around 4:20 type pace. Turok in lane 3, 3:18.5 for him. Turok can really move on the last 100. But right now it's Sanders that's holding him off for at least another 25 meters. Both guys down in 31s. Bobby Fink is closing fast, 29.8 on that second to last 50. Still a lot of work to do if he's going to find his way into tonight's A final, or at the very least feel good about his chances, because there are a number of guys still out in front. Sanders will get it done. We'll go 4:19.43. 4:19.67 for Turok, and then Yankovic a 4:20.51. Fink at a 4:21.43. So We'll see how that continues to play out in the guys 400 IM. So the rest of the way will alternate women's and men's. This is Heat 5 overall, Heat 3 of the women's 400 IM. Jalen Kuzak of Lavonia Community Swim Club in 1, Adair Shaw of Ohio State in 2, Caitlin Salas of the University of Louisville in lane 3, Carly Afanasevich of Phoenix Aquatic in 4, Nola Meekins of Tac Titans in 5, Lainey Mullins of Irish Aquatics in 6, and Maddie Wagner out of Wisconsin Aquatics in lane 7. 4:56.02, Caitlin Salos, your heat winner here in heat number 3 of the women's 400 IM. Heat 6 overall, heat 3 of the men's 400 IM. Ryan Aerosmith continues to have a great meet. 4:18.35 for him. That puts him right in the mix for an appearance in that A final. One of the top 4 IMs on the morning. 4:24.83 for Trent Allen in second, and a 4:25.99 for Thomas Mercer in third. This is Heat 4 of the women's 400 IM. Heat 4, 4:53.36 for Alex Siegel out of the Long Island Aquatic Club. The 16-year-old taking the heat by about a second and a half. This is heat number 8 overall, heat 4 of the men's 400 IM. Owen Stevens of the University of Louisville in lane 1. Sam Hinnefeld of Tsunami Swim Team of KC in lane 2. Justin Sheet of Eagle Swim Team in lane 3. David Komach of Indiana University in 4. Whitaker Stewart out of Carmel Swim Club in 5. Charlie Mayer of Irish Aquatics in 6. Brady Murdoch of the Tsunami Swim Team of KC in 7. And then Drew Henry out of the University of Pittsburgh in lane 8. 426.72, David Kovacs of Indiana University gets the heat win. Getting under his seat by a 1/10 of a second as well, having a solid morning. Joey Bayer in second, 429.1. And then a 431.25 for Owen Stevens in third. Heat 9 overall, Heat 5 of the women's 400 IM. Emma Ferreira of Scarlet Aquatics in lane 1. Teammates out of Kentucky Aquatics. Ariana Wertheim in Hayden Penny in 2 and 3. Paige Downey of Gold Medal Swim Club in 4. Eunice Lee of Bulldog Swimming in 6. Kylie McMurray out of the Jersey Wahoos in 7. And Kevin Gormstead of Long Island Aquatic Club is in lane 8. 4:55.01. Great race down the stretch between Paige Downey and Kevin Gormsid. Winning heat number 5 of the women's 400 IM. This is heat 10 overall, heat 5 of the men's 400 IM. Hayden Hicks of Sun Devil Swimming in 1. Brody Blatt of CSP Tide Riders in 2. Noah Mueller of Carmel Swim Club in 3. Elliot Lee out of Bulldog Swimming in 4. Corey Hunt, Carmel Swim Club in 5. Joshua Raines of Scarlet Aquatics in 6. Josh Bank out of Indiana University in 7. And Isaiah Silver of Livermore Aqua Cowboys in lane 8. Josh Bank getting into that A final conversation here. 3:20.27 at the 300-meter mark. Bay seated with that blistering 334.90 short course yards for IM. Is going to win at 4:23.07. Will certainly be in the conversation. We'll see how it stacks up. Still have one more heat of the men's 400 IM to swim. A quick heads up to all of our athletes. After this next heat of the 400 IM, we will have the swim off in the women's 50 backstroke. So a brief pause will occur for that swim off. Heat 11 overall, heat 6 of the women's 400 IM. Amy Canny of South Africa in lane 2. Josie Marino out of Scarlet Aquatics in lane 4. Sarah Larson of Wisconsin Aquatics in 5. Hannah Renaud of the CSP Tide Riders in lane 6. And Sophia Umstead of Michigan Lakeshore Aquatics in lane 7. Amy Canny, solid lead here in this 400 IM. Seated with a short course yards, 4:02.35. Could not find a performance for her in the 400 IM long course. Also can't find a 200 touch, so she continues to lead. Despite Umstead with that one by her name at 2:24.18. Kenny 338.78 at the 300. 345.19 for Umstead. Both of them having solid swims. Umstead about 2 seconds under her PR pace. Coming in right now at around a 4:44, which would put her in the conversation for sure. On one of those top spots heading into tonight's A and B finals. 4:19.99 at the 350 for Umstead, who continues to be brewing a great swim. Kenny will win it 4:44.66. Umstead in second, coming in at a 4:53.82. Knocking 4 seconds off of that listed PB. And lane 5 rounds us out, Sarah Larson at a 5:03.50. Like I mentioned, we'll pause briefly and head to the far end of the pool. We do have a swim off. Got some things to settle in the women's 50 backstroke. This is a swim off in the women's 50 backstroke. Settle in the alternate spot, Jade Garsting of NC State in lane 3. Julie Buck of Westchester Aquatics in 4. And Kentucky Aquatics' Kelsey Stuck is in lane 5. These ladies tied at 29.92 coming into the meet. Coming into the swim-off, rather. They're pretty dead even here. There's the touch. It's 29.86, a hundredth of a second for Kelsey Stuck. 29.87 for Jade Garsting and a 29.96 for Julia Bach. Very tightly contested swim-off of the women's 50 backstroke. Well, now that that's settled, we head back into our 400 IMs. This is Heat 12 overall, Heat 6 of the men's 400 IM. Last heat of the men's 400 IM, Rafa Fontana of Nation's Capital Swim Club in 2, Josiah Collins at a Carmel Swim Club in 3, Luke Corey of Gator Swim Club in 4, Owen Lynn out of Greensboro Swimming in lane 5, in 6, East Carmel Swim Club's Jack Street, and Nation's Capital Tyler Kaminsky in lane 7. Final 400, 432.84. Josiah Collins, the heat winner. Owen Lynn in second at a 435.95 and a 437.5 for Luke Corey in third. This is Heat 13 overall, Heat 7 of the women's 400 IM. Men's 400 IM. Your qualifiers for tonight's finals. Your top seed is Lauren Wigginton with a 4:17.13. Joining him in the A final, Yi Zhang, Ryan Arisman, Grant Sanders, Yuki Ikari, Dominic Mark Torak, Tristan Yankovic, and Bobby Fink. 4:21.43, the cut line into that A final. Your B finalists, Enoch Huckwalt, Bay, Robinson, Kovacs, Tracy, Mayer, and Stevens. C finalists, Healy, McKenzie, Stuntz, York, Custer, Lee, McDonald, and Moeller. And then your D final, Collins, Shee, Lynn, Stewart, Knopf, Corey, Silver, and Street. Current time is 11:59. 30 minutes to declare, gentlemen. He went 4:55.96. Hannah O'Leary, the owner of that swim. Heat 14 overall, Heat 8 of the women's 400 IM. Andrea Key in lane 3 for Extreme Swim Club, and then Mafuk of CSP Tide Riders in 4. Kate Allen of Carmel Swim Club rounds us out on this final race in lane number 5. That rounds out morning number 2 here at the TYR Pro Swim Series in Indianapolis. We're going to meet our finalists in the women's 400 IM momentarily. While we get ready for that, thanks so much for all of you that were joining us both in the room and online. Our final session this evening kicks off at 6 p.m. Looking forward to a great night number 2. A final on the board now. Sydney check your top seed. Joining her, Emma Wyatt, Katie Grimes, Amy Caney, Audrey Daravo, Caroline Bricker, Leah Hayes, and Kate Allen. 447-27 to get in the A final. Odell, Clark, Callis, Finland, Jorgensen, Chapman, Siegel, and Umstead in the B final. Cardwell, Gannon, Downey, Barr, Gormson, O'Leary, Salas, and Plinger into the C final. And then your D final, 459-66 to get in there. Bezenson, Vasquez, Charat, Guy, Theriak, Meekins, Mullins, and Riggs all into the the D final rather. 30 minutes to declare your intentions. 12:08 is the current time. About 30 minutes and we'll get underway with our time trial session. Until then, have a great afternoon. We'll see you this evening.